What is it? Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah,
hello everybody, and
just
welcome back to the editors hour.
I was talking, but you.
My name is Nick Linder, the
Oh,
editor.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I'm joined by Jack Pecker, the interrupter, and semi-professional game enjoyer. Oh god, I had too many streams open, so I've heard 3 different versions of you, and I was getting very confused.
Yay!
I accidentally had the audio up on YouTube, I had it up on Twitch, and I had it up on another YouTube. So I heard, I'm not interrupting you, against 3 different times. Well,
this is what you. This is what happens when you invite me to join you on stream.
It's a clusterfuck. Well, today we are playing Suit for Hire for the Editor's Hour. You've probably seen this game a few times now on this channel because Yossi did it for Yossi Tries, he did it for the edited Yossi Tries, I did a bite-sized review on it. And the reason I wanted to play it now is because I had to watch Yahtzee play this for Yahtzee Tries.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed, Jack. He
you
made the game
were
look bad.
He made the game look relatively boring. That is true.
I will make this game look incredible. I don't know how many levels he got through. Chat, you'll have to remind me in chat, like, how many chapters did he get through? Because I saw him stuck at the first level where he couldn't get into the garage, the intro level.
The thing that came across to me from his Yahtzee Tries video was that while he liked the varied move set that you could do, he didn't think the game did a good enough job of kind of encouraging you to use the varied move set.
Oh.
So that's what I want to see from you, Nick, is you mixing it up. I want kung fu kicks, punches, and guns.
You'll see it all. Let me know how the audio is, chat.
I'm ready. Jack is high audio or Nick is low. Take your pick, in my opinion, says Tayrel 007.
Alright, I'll fix that in a second. I gotta remember all the controls because it's been a minute since I played this.
Sure. Incarnadine says they're cranking over at Games Done Quick, but I'm here with you. Thanks, Incarnadine. That's Games Done Quick. Oh, that's where I'm going right after the stream. I want to see what they're doing. Let's see here. They said I was loud.
Okay, I will fix that.
Okay. I'm going to see what Games Done Quick is doing so I can know what to watch later. I do love a Games Done Quick. Welcome to Games Done Quick.
85.
Right now...
Okay, let me remember all the controls here.
I don't even know what they're doing.
I need X.
Okay, you need X.
Execute. That's what I was trying to say.
Execute!
There we go.
Great. Oh, did you do it?
Yes.
Nice. First of all, nice.
I gotta remember how to throw weapons. Oh no. Alright, we'll get back in the groove in a second. Oh, I left the audio thing up. Gosh darn it, Discord.
Oh, don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
It's the middle button, throw weapons, I remember now.
Gotcha. Oh, hey, for fans of large bottom girls and N64 graphics, at 4:00 p.m. Games Done Quick is doing a pseudo regalia speedrun. That sounds phenomenal. I think I'm going to watch that.
I've never gotten into watching speedruns.
Oh, it's so much fun. You know, like they need the right commentator, you know, because like a lot of times speedruns go by so quickly that you don't necessarily know what's happening.
Yeah.
And so with the right commentator though, like, and you see like the math happen, like, oh, okay, he's about to set up the Makiri maneuver, which is where he presses B button 7 times and then twirls the joystick in order to save 5 seconds on this jump.
Darwin's dummy is saying, I'm still very quiet. Okay. Let's fix this.
Oh, yeah. Hey Nick, could you take a moment and fix your goddamn audio?
I'm doing it, man.
That's fair. Gomeo, yes, it is me. I am occasionally on Red Letter Media. You barely recognize me with the mustache? Well, first of all, you're welcome.
Okay, let's drop this game audio a little bit more because it's still loud for me, and then that.
I'm freshly shaven, so I do feel like I like it when I have a little bit of stubble around the mustache. I think that helps. So like I'm very freshly shaven, so I'm a little extra piratey right now. A little extra dapper, which I do not care for. But that's fine.
Being like freshly trimmed is nice because it's like your beard is really soft for like one day.
Yeah, no, you know, like I'm very happy with the softness of the stash at the moment. The thickness, the wideness.
All right, there we go. Getting back into the flow now.
Nice, you're doing it. I prefer speedruns for games I'm familiar with. Yeah, I 100% speakeasy. Like to watch a master, you know, get through like especially like a Dark Souls or anything like that. A game you've played a whole bunch and you know you still have problems with Ornstein and Smo or whatnot, and then to see someone do it in 15 seconds, it's like what
Yeah.
What the hell? What the hell?
Is there any game you think you could speedrun?
Oh God, no. No. I am never that precise. So no, there's no game in which I think I could do faster than anyone else.
Not even Dark Souls.
To me, if I can beat Dark Souls in under 15 hours, I figure that's a speed run.
Under 15 hours.
Just because, like, I have so much fun. Like, I like getting all the doodly-doos. I like doing all that. You know, I know a bunch of tricks in Dark Souls. Like, I can do the soul dupe glitch, and I can do a fair amount of bugger nuttery, but...
Gomeo asked, what's the point of playing this in third person, or why do I prefer playing this in third person over the top-down view?
Ooh, good question.
I just find it more fun in third person. I don't mind the top-down view, but I just like third-person shooters, so this works for me.
Yeah, and you know the top-down view definitely was a little reminiscent of like a. Oh crap! I'm gonna forget that name.
Hotline Miami.
Thank you. Yes, Hotline
Yeah, I got
Miami.
yelled at in my review for not mentioning that. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't mention every game in existence that would remind you of this.
First of all, how dare you? Secondly, I mean, I agree with Yachts that like the top-down view gives you more things to look at, more things to be prepared for, but this is more visceral.
Yeah.
I'm seeing in YouTube chat a lot of several thick bottom enjoyers out there, lovers of pseudo regalia and other thick bottom games. We're all here for it, everybody. We're all here for it. Love is love. You know,
I'm making this look better in Yahtzee already, right?
100%.
I made it through 2 chapters in the time it took him to make it through 0.
I am very distracted by his hair.
Yes, I made him look like John Wick.
Yes, and I don't like it. I keep looking at his wavy hair.
Well, it's just weird because like just the bottom of his hair moves.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like he puts so much oil on the top.
Correct. Yeah. Thanks for the highlighted message. Time for Soup for Hire. Ooh, I
just ran through that window, and then he tried to throw a grenade at me.
He was that intent on getting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love throwing. You can just throw things at people in their face, and it's hilarious.
And YouTube chat, yeah, the Makiri counter was a Sekiro reference. I was trying to think of... I was getting that conflated, though, with the test that they give at Starfleet Academy that Captain Kirk famously won, which is the... What is that? What is that test called? The Kobayashu Maru. Thank you, Incarnate. In my head, I was conflating it with the Kobayashi Maru thing, and my brain got all twisty-turny. There's a special test, Nick, in the Star Trek universe. There is a special test that they give all people who go through the academy before they are able to enter Starfleet, and it is called the Kobayashi Maru. And it is a situation in which you have to pretend to captain a starship, and you cannot win. They throw too many obstacles at you, and you cannot win the encounter, and they just want to see how every crew member will react to that. Famously, Captain Kirk, quote unquote, won the Kobayashi Maru. He later admitted that he cheated.
Oh, so he didn't win.
Well, he did. He changed. He changed the scenario and therefore won. So it's an interesting thing. But in any case,
I like that thinking. Like I owe debt, and I just change it to that I don't owe any debt, and I win.
And I win. Yeah. I disagree with the system that you have placed in front of me, and so in order to win, I will change the system. I love it. I'm super down with that.
I want this one.
The scenario was also inherently unfair and unrealistic. Correct. Well, but that was the point. You know, that was the idea, is we are going to put our cadets through an incredibly challenging scenario. But it's like that like little short that went viral a while ago, where like that guy was he was doing like man on the street interviews, and he was talking to like that dude with the long ponytail. And he asked him like a purposefully obtuse question of like, you can only have this or this. And the guy was like, no, we can have both. And he's like, no, that's not the question. The question is you can only have A or B. And the ponytail guy was like, oh, then I just reject the question. Fuck off. It's like, yeah, fuck off. That's great.
Wish you could have told that to some of my teachers.
Right? Yeah, fuck off. I'm taking the ball and going home. No, I don't like your rules. I'm making my own game.
No, I got shot in the butt.
You got shot and died?
Yeah.
John Wick never would have died if he got shot in the butt. Unrealistic game. 0 out of 10. Look at that bust, though. That's a fancy bust. Oop. Is there a way to know when there's someone behind you when you're in third person? Like,
yeah,
is there like
it gives you like a little indicator if somebody's about to attack you.
Ah, okay. I gotta keep an eye out for that. Because I do like this. I like this perspective more, and I do like your quick spin move and shoot. That's very John Wick.
Yeah. He even does like the animation where like he holds a gun close to his abdomen when he does the behind them, like switch around.
Oh, sure. Sure. Love it.
I hope Yahtzee's watching this stream just so you can see how this game is actually played.
I'm sure that's very high on Yahtzee's list. Pure Pyro, thanks for the bit border. Jack, if you were to seriously speedrun Dark Souls, which boss would you consider the biggest threat to the run? If I were to seriously speedrun Dark Souls, the boss that I have the biggest problem with is usually Four Kings. If you don't kill them fast enough, they gang up on you. Their attacks are hard to read sometimes. They can mix up projectiles with melee attacks. That's usually in any run. The Four Kings is my trouble area. So if I were to do like an all bosses speedrun.
Are you still playing Night Rain? Or did you give up? Oh no.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I gave up.
Oh, okay.
I gave up.
You gave up.
I gave up. I beat a couple bosses, and I was pretty happy with it. It's just not for me. It's just like, it's one of those like it's something Marty and I talked about a lot going up to it, which is like everything looks great, and like my youngest, actually beat all the bosses, and it comes back for every special event, has 1 million hours into it, and I just enjoy watching him play, so that's fun.
There you go.
But I think it's a very well-made game that is absolutely not for me. Like, that's not
enough.
why I play Souls.
Yep.
I'm in it for the vibes.
If you didn't get that far, then they actually have you fight the Nameless King as like one of the bosses.
Yeah. No, and I love all that. Like, seeing the Duke's Dear Freya in there is great. Who else shows up? You know, just a bunch of neat old enemies show up, and of course they can do a whole ton with DLCs and extra like limited time events. Really, really fun stuff. Just not for me. And I'm gonna have to be okay with that. I want it to be for me, but I know me. If that makes any sense.
No patience.
It's not about patience. It's actually I don't like the anxiety of the rush.
Oh,
you know,
really?
we have to make a decision on where to go. But my teammates don't want to go where I want to go. Oh, I'm letting my teammates down. And we have to rush. Like, I'm not a good video game player, so I need to take my time and level up and grind out some levels, and you know.
So here's a different scenario for you. I have to dodge a sniper while I'm fighting all these guys.
Oh, hell yes. See, that's fun. That's a fun way to change things up.
And I can't kill him.
Good. Let's see here. Sussy Guru 2000, thanks for the tip over on YouTube. Recently saw a printout of a guy offering to pay people to come over to their house to feed them peanuts while he is dressed in a squirrel costume. But we all know what Nick could feed him.
These nuts.
You know, hey everybody, love is love. Good for him. He figured. Right. Sometimes. Not only. Hey, you know what? I like. This is not something I'm into. I don't want to either dress up as a squirrel or feed someone dressed up as a squirrel. But not only did this guy find something that made him happy, he was comfortable enough to express that to others. Good for him.
But would you?
Sure, a bit of a weirdo. But hey, good for him. If only we could all be that brave.
Ooh, he's got a katana. I don't like that.
Ooh. Halt. Sir George Lucas, thanks for the Bitborder over on Twitch. I'm now caught up with Adventures Night just in time for the grand finale.
Yeah, this Saturday.
This Saturday, everybody. MC Hemir had to be Ben Hart of Hugo reference. Will the final episode come out this Saturday? It will. We got it done in time. We all, personally, like, I was animating over the 4th of July because we wanted it done. And it did. We're going to take, all of us are going to take a collective nap after this Saturday. It's going to be great. But yes, it will be out this Saturday, the season 4 finale. I'm very excited for you guys to see this all. It takes some twists, it takes some turns, and it's a thing I love making. MC Himir was not a Ben Hart of Hugo reference. Gavaldon was a Dark Souls 2 reference, obviously. Not only in his look, but in his
sniper to take him out.
Oh, that's sick!
I didn't even know you could
really
do that.
Gavaldon was the name is from Gavlan, Gavlan the merchant, Gavlan wheel, Gavlan deal. Oh, so that's a Dark Souls 2 reference, not MC Hemir.
I beat this on my first try the first time I did it.
Oh. I think some people should be less brave. No, let them be brave, y'all. You don't need to go to his house and feed him peanuts if you don't want to. He's not forcing you to come to his house and feed him peanuts. He's just saying, this is my thing. If you think this will be your thing, you come and do this with me. Good for him. Good for him. Sure, we can think it's weird. We're free enough to think it's weird. There's so many dudes. Why are all these dudes after you? Is my question, Joe.
Maybe I killed their dog. Don't shoot me.
Oh, so there is no story.
Not that I paid attention to.
Fair. I do think that is a shame. I think the reason why John Wick as a movie works is because we do have some sort of motivation. And then we get a nice and then. I do think a modicum of motivation is needed. It doesn't need to be a lot. It can just be like, hey, you messed with the wrong guy. I love that. I love a movie like that. It can just be as simple as we're the police and we're going on a raid, if you've ever seen The Raid.
I think there's some lore. Like I just didn't pay attention to it.
Oh, fair. That's fair.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Snake in the Garden says, have you seen the YouTube video where the guy who got his dad to play Dark Souls for his very first video game? Snake in the Garden. Not only have I watched that all, I watched that all with my son, who has recently beat all the Dark Souls games. Like, that's what we watched together. There is a channel called Babe 1, Babe 2. And this YouTuber, I found him because he makes Dark Souls hitbox videos. Like, he will slow down and show the hitboxes of all the enemies, which is really fascinating stuff. And his elderly father, in his late 60s, has never played a video game in his life, and is now retired and wanted to spend more time with his son. So the son said, "Fine, let's spend time together, but the time I want to spend together is you playing Dark Souls with me as your very first video game." And it's a delightfully wholesome video series, not only about like a father and son, bonding, but also about like a person discovering video games and like the joy that video games can bring. Cannot recommend it enough. The channel is Babe 1, Babe 2. Let me see. You know what? I can link it. I have the power.
Been trying to get my mom into video games, and she just has a really hard time with the analog sticks.
Oh my god. Listen, the first like 3 episodes of this series are just like the father not understanding how to move the camera. It's hilarious.
It's crazy. Like, I've played video games for so long, like seeing somebody struggle with analog sticks because it's like second nature to you, and it's like, how is this so confusing? And then it's like, oh yeah, I guess you have to remember like putting all those movements together while watching what's on screen. Like, it's a lot to process in your head. So it turns out gamers are very smart.
we're very smart, but we know the language, right?
Yeah.
Like the language of what the right analog stick can do.
Yeah.
And it's the same as, like learning Spanish. It's just like, if you don't know anything, you're so lost.
Yeah.
I linked to the channel in both Twitch and to YouTube. Not only check out his hitbox videos, but also the Dad Souls series, the Giga Dad series. Incredibly wholesome. Absolutely incredibly wholesome. I truly, truly love it.
Do you remember the Dead Space ad campaign? Your mom will hate this. Did you ever see those? Oh, you never saw those? Oh my god. I know what we're watching at the very end of the stream. Don't let me forget. You will fucking love those.
Okay, hold on. I'll write it down. Dead Space?
Yeah, Dead Space 2, your mom will hate this ad campaign.
Your mom will hate this. Okay, I have it written down. So we'll see. We'll see if that can work. We'll see if it can work, aka if we can remember.
It's my favorite ad campaign ever. I will not forget.
Nice. Let's see what we got here. Sir George Lucas, thanks for that bit border. Says you have beaten Dark Souls 2 many times. Many times. With many different builds. Many different builds. Which build makes Shrine of Amana the least... or the least painless? Or do you mean the least painful? Reminder that Nick didn't have trouble with Amana. That's true! Nick, you did not have trouble with the Shrine of Amana.
What show is that?
Dark Souls 2, like there's a lot of water and magicians who spam at you, and Nick won't remember.
It's been a while.
Nick won't remember.
Made me die because I was trying to remember.
Shrine of Amana. No, the only way to make sure, so like the way Nick played, the way Nick played a lot of Dark Souls 2 was pumping vigor, right? It's just like, if I have an insane amount of health, nothing can kill me, and that's the only way to make Shrine of Amana less painful, is if you can take a ton of hits, because you will just take a ton of hits. Usually my builds are centered around damage. I do go for glass cannon builds, where it's like, if I kill them, they can't hurt me. But in the Shrine of Amana, there's so many enemies that come at you from so many different angles, you're gonna get hurt. And so it is a me problem.
So you see they add new enemies when you make it farther in? There's shield guys you gotta contend with.
Oh. Nick, you don't have to... Nick, you don't have to sell me on that. This does look generally fun. I'm gonna sympathize with Yahtzee a little bit. I would love a little bit of context. Not a lot, just a little bit of context. But this looks like a fun, like, arcadey shooter. Like, yeah, this looks great. I like the sniper level idea. I like that they're adding a variety of things. Control Alt Z. I do know what the KC in KC's name stands for. I don't know if I can pronounce it correctly, so I will not. It is a shortening. Hopefully this isn't giving out information that Casey does not want to out, but it is just a shortening of his actual name, which is difficult for my white American tongue to pronounce.
My no culture.
Yes, my no culture tongue to pronounce. I think a story I did share, which I will share again, was I went to Casey's wedding, as most of us did, and I was talking with one of his family members, maybe an aunt, maybe a cousin, I don't know, an older lady, who was wondering why I was there, as I was one of the very few white people there. And I said, "Oh, I work with KC." And she gave me the dirtiest look. Because I called him KC and not his actual name. And she was very not happy with me for calling him KC and not his actual name. So I will not do Casey the disservice of attempting to pronounce it. In any way, let's see here. We finally got some Dungeon Morph dice from Jack's video a few months back. I found that video fascinating. Thanks, and Paycheck. That was originally made as kind of an experimental Patreon-only video, and everybody just liked it, so we put it out, and that bought us an extra week for Adventures Now editing and animation. I really liked making it. I have another one in that same vein that I'm working on right now. That's a little more chill and storytelling. I'm looking for other excuses to do what I ended up doing with the Dungeon Morph dice video, which is like also create something that people can have, like a little map, a little dungeon, which I really liked, just coming up with a dungeon. Honestly, I could just roll another Dungeon Morph thing. We can just make another Dungeon Morph video, which is fun.
Just make a more complicated dungeon.
Exactly. We could make a significantly more complicated dungeon. Sir George Lucas, you might be right with what I'm doing next. But we'll see. Yeah, I could always just make another dungeon and like do more goofs and spoofs. Because that was very, very fun.
Man, when you get into a flow state in this game, it is so good.
Yeah, is there an amount of auto aim, or is that you?
No, I'm on keyboard and mouse, so there's no auto aim with this.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, I am this good, Jack.
That was the implication. What I was saying is you are very good. Yes. Let's see
I
here.
would love to see
Sovereign.
like an expanded sequel, like where you can combo, like chain combos together.
Yes. Sovereign, thanks for the tip over on YouTube. Says, hey Jack, just wanted to say Adventures Night is an incredible show. The effort we put into it oozes out of every episode. Really hope you continue to make more stuff like that in the future. My favorite show on YouTube at the moment. Thank you, Sovereign. 100%. We are plotting and planning for season 5, which, like obviously, like I said, after season 4 is done, we're gonna take a little nap. We're gonna give ourselves a little break, take a little nap. There's some larger non-Adventures Night shoots coming up that will take Omar's attention. I don't know if people know about them, so I'm not saying them out loud, Nick.
Yes, not public yet.
Okay, great. So there's some larger shoots that's going to take like Omar's attention away for a little bit, but we are plotting and planning season 5, the last season of this story arc. We have some plans. It's very, very exciting. And then after that, the plan is obviously we want to keep doing the one-shots. We want to keep doing the side quests, and then the next plan is to start another grand arc that can have seasons. We love making them, so we will continue to make them as long as we are able to.
So I'm gonna boss
And we're
fight
able
now.
to. Oh, nice.
Fighting a helicopter.
Is the sniper on the helicopter?
Nope, just fighting the helicopter.
Nice. Nick, I was just about to segue into how we are able to continue making Adventures Night, which is support from you via our Patreon. Plug. That's why we're able to keep making the shows, because you all keep giving us money to do so. So we really, really appreciate it. If you want to continue seeing it, if you got an extra $1 a month, maybe give that $1 a month to us. We'll see. We'll see. Zoe Rasvig, welcome to the value tier over on YouTube. We appreciate that support.
That campaign done in 30 minutes. Take that, Yahtzee.
Beautiful. Jack, will the new arc have new characters? Yeah, that's the idea. Is all new characters, new setting, like new world, entirely new world. We obviously still have the one shots, and we still have the side quests where we can continue bringing back old characters, and have a little one-off adventure here and there, because that's fun. But yeah, the idea is to kind of start fresh, new world, new characters, maybe new system. We don't know.
That hair doesn't move.
Does it?
But this one does.
Oh my god. Oh god, no, don't do that. That's horrible. That's horrible.
It looks like a Dark Souls hair.
Right? It looks wet. It just looks unreasonably wet. Is that the face you always have?
No, you can judge your face.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, that is very Keanu.
I want to make him look happy.
Happily murdering. Let's see here. Jack, Keeper Days highlighted us over on Twitch. Jack, have you heard of the Dungeonator? Similar to the dice, but with cards instead. Keeper Days, hold on.
Dungeonator. Oh, wave. 18 waves. Uh-oh. These waves ones are pretty hard.
I'm back. Keeper Dace. You mean this Dungeonator right here?
The hell's a
This pack of
Dungeonator?
cards? Okay. By the way, this is unopened. I'm opening the plastic right now.
Oh.
I haven't used these like I've used my dice. So I'm opening the plastic. Oh, hold on. The plastic is too hard. So Dungeonator is a lot like the Dungeon dice, but they're cards.
Okay.
And the idea is almost to make your games like a roguelike. You can like lay out each, like you can use the cards just like the dice and lay out your dungeon, or as your players are exploring, you can pick a random card and completely randomize the layout as they are exploring.
Okay.
And so it's just another tool to help dungeon masters. Hold on, let's see. These are the D&D trinkets I want to know about, right? And so like it's hard to tell here, but like they have little rooms, and you can, I don't know, you guys might be able to see this. So it works just like the dice. They have little rooms that you can connect together and kind of play out different stuff. But yes, I do have a set of Dungeonator cards, and they are really fun. Much like the dice. Oh, actually, much like the dice, that room looks pretty similar.
We'll use the revolver.
Yeah, use the revolver.
These wave missions are very hard. Gotta get 18 waves.
18 waves. So now you're tower defensing.
Yes.
Nice. Maybe, yeah, so maybe I'll make another let's make a dungeon, but with the Dungeonator deck. That'll be a fun one to do. That'll be a fun one to do. Really any way I can incorporate improv into anything. That's what I'm just down for that.
I want to see you try to make like a 3D dungeon in Tailspire.
Oh, I do love Tailspire. I have made many maps in Tailspire that I will never use. I just have made them. By the way, because I like Tailspire is so neat. It is not practical in any sense of the word. It's very expensive, relatively speaking. It's expensive, and it requires everyone to have a nice enough computer to run it.
Were we thinking at one point of trying it for Adventures and I think early on when we were way too ambitious, and then got even more ambitious.
We got even more. The issue with Dungeonator is everyone needed a good internet access and a good enough computer to run it. And I think at the time, not everyone had a nice enough computer to run it, honestly. And you have to buy it, and it's expensive, relatively speaking. So I get it. I understand. It's so neat. And if you and your group agree that that's your system, that's great, because it's so neat. It's so effing neat. I've seen live plays, like actual plays who use it, and it looks great. It just looks phenomenal. But Foundry's that sweet spot. And I say this, obviously like they've sponsored us, but
Yeah.
but also they only sponsored us because I was already using them. So I will, money or not, I will speak highly of Foundry. It's the best of all the worlds. It's easy for people to access. It's easy to make stuff in. It has a bunch of mods to customize it, or you just leave it be. In my opinion, the best way to play. Yes, a little too much ambition. It's, a lot of it is self-imposed because we want the show to look good and what was it? What we were. I didn't realize that other D&D shows were not edited.
Oh,
Is my honest thing, because like as we were preparing for the season 3 shoot, our first like all together in a room shoot, we were looking at what other D&D shows did, and I don't watch a lot of D&D shows because I don't want them to kind of like, I don't want to accidentally steal from them, so I try not to intake too much. But Omar and I were looking at other shows to see how they set up their camera, and that was the first time I realized that Critical Role is unedited.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
It's unedited. It's like, what the hell? No offense to anyone who likes and watches Critical Role, but like, I don't know if I could watch that unedited. So
I guess that's why it's also like, what, each episode is like 4 hours?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's significantly easier to produce that way because they don't need to worry about editing it. So from a production standpoint, I understand, but that's not the product that I want to put out. So, we put out the show we want to put out, and we're very proud of it. And that's, it might not be the best use of our time, but it's how we're using it. And that's okay. This Adventures Night extended cut would be sweet. A lot of people ask for that, Sir George Lucas, and it is just not going to happen. It is just not going to happen. A lot of people, like over on the Discord, I'll see every once in a while people ask for like, give us the Packard cut of Adventure is Nigh. Give us the longer cut. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but I edit Adventure is Nigh. This is the Packard cut.
Yeah.
This is the show that I want to put out there. I know that
like just kind of dead air and.
Oh my god.
I think that's why Critical Role works unedited, is because they've done it together long enough. They don't need rule explainers and all that.
Exactly. Yeah, they're all professional performers, is the thing. But like I explained for oh well, you don't know that yet. But like no, there will be like 30-minute sections of the players just kind of figuring out their plan, like 30 minutes of back and forth of them figuring out their plan, and then when it's time to implement that plan, they will do nothing that they discussed about in the previous 30 minutes. And sometimes it's fun, and sometimes I'll leave it in if the goofs are good enough. But as a viewer, I think I would just be very frustrated by that. Like, all that time spent making plans.
And then you get rules lawyered anyways.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, it's however, no hate for Critical Role, no hate for any other show. They're just doing what they do, and obviously it works for them and it works for their fan base. We're all just out here creating what we can. Let's see here. Sir George Lucas with a bordered Twitch message. Nick, do you ever collect Lego? Jack, how much Lego do you have around?
Oh, Jack can answer the Lego question. I used to do Lego as a kid, but not. That's just expensive. I have room in my life for one hobby. If I spend any
Lego
more.
is very, very expensive. I don't know if you can see up there is one of my favorite Lego sets. It's the Horizon Zero Dawn tall neck set. I love that set. It's right above Mortimer. I don't know if you can see it right there.
Some of those like Star Wars sets are like what, $300 easily?
Oh, and like no, the bigger ones even get up to like $400 or $500. It's insane.
I was just at my friend's house yesterday, and his kids build Lego, and his wife was like, this stuff just, it's built and it just kind of sits on the shelf forever. So she had her kids like destroy them so they can rebuild them.
Yeah. Honestly, and yeah, sometimes you do have to make that call, which is like, hey, we need shelf space. Pick a Lego set. Pick a Lego set to go in a box somewhere because we need the shelf space.
Yeah, I've still got it was, oh man, like we were trying to remember what they were called on the stream a long time ago, but Mega Blocks.
Mega Blocks, yeah. The off-brand Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that I think Dungeons and Dragons had licensing through them.
The most recent Dungeons and Dragons set was an official Lego set.
Yeah. I'm talking like from when I was a kid.
Oh, maybe. Like Mega Bloks got a lot of weird IP. Like they had the first Pokemon sets. They had Halo for a long time.
That's right. I remember Halo. I never bought those. I guess I'm not that big of a fan.
He went to fetch the Dungeonator from downstairs, but won't pick up the tall neck Lego. What if it falls apart? Okay, hold on. If it falls apart, I'm gonna be pissed.
Guess you needed the shelf space.
See? Here it is. Look at it in all its glory. This is a gorgeous set. It needs dusting.
Dusty.
There, are you happy? Are you happy? Yeah. So I have a good number of sets around the house. Most of them are my kids. My kids' set. In my dining room, I do have the Dungeons and Dragons official Dungeons and Dragons set and the blacksmith's house next to each other with the dragon mounted on the wall, flying over them both, which is gorgeous and wonderful. So I like that. But you know, as my kids get older, they are getting less and less into Lego, and as my shelves fill up, I am getting less and less into Lego.
And my bank account drains.
Like I did have to tell my kids, you know, Father's Day was a few weeks ago, and it was just like, I don't have room. You cannot get me a Lego set this year. I do not have room.
This door out of my way. Thank you.
And that's fine. And that's all fine. I need an air duster. In general, I should take a dust run. Let's see here. What do we have over on YouTube? We have Double Finger. Thanks for the tip. I'm always impressed with the names you come up with, Jack. I'd just be like, these guys are Kick Nalandra and Pack Jacker. Sure works. Right? Oh, hold on. That's it. Okay, so I came up with a name yesterday that I forgot to write down, so I just wrote it down now. A name I was really, really proud of, and I forgot to write it down in my notebook because I was driving, and I just remembered it and wrote it down. I'm not going to say it out loud because I could use it later on. It's, which is the thing, Double Finger. I'm not exaggerating, and we are not joking when like my players ask for like a character's name, and I look in my notebook. That's what I do. I think of silly names and I write them down in my notebook. That's with me at all times, and I pull a name out of my notebook. That's how you think of names. Obviously, there's a ton of like online generators as well for like character names. If you have a problem with that, just, you know, elf name generator, boom. Boom. Let's see here. David Collier. Thank you for the tip over on YouTube, but really looking forward to the Adventures Night Season 4 finale. Thanks, Jack, for creating this awesome show. 1, you're welcome. 2, it's not just me. It is a it is a giant collaborative process. I know a story we tell a lot is when I first pitched this idea to Nick, back at The Escapist, Nick did say no.
It did?
And you did, but for the right reason.
What was it? So I sound better?
No, you know, obviously, like, I was pitching tabletop content for a website that was mostly video game centric. And so you were like, I don't know about this. And my original pitch for it was an audio only,
yes,
like a podcast, like an actual play podcast. And you very rightly said no. You said no. That's no one's going to listen to that. It'd be hard to publicize that. It'd be hard to push that to people. No. And so then that forced me to kind of come back with a better pitch. And I think it ended up working. But I always I've told that story before. I think it's it's one of those like prime examples of like Nick being the suit in the situation, making the correct call. like sometimes an idea needs a little more time to percolate before you figure it out.
Here's the raid inspiration scene.
I'm assuming Old Boy.
Or Old Boy,
nice
yeah.
Nice hallway fight. Old Boy.
I'm also switched to the top-down view for this.
Oh, sure. Sure. So yeah.
This is how I walk in hallways.
Oh God, that looks terrible. I'll be honest with you.
What the? He punched me through the elevator.
Yeah. So, big shout out to all my wonderful players. To Omar. The show would not exist without Omar. Let's be real dang honest. El Cheshire for all of his fantastic work.
I remember seeing like the first art bits for Adventures, and I like when Omar was making the characters, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, and it, obviously it's taken us several years to like streamline our animation process. But like that first episode, which legitimately episode 0, we did not plan on publishing. It was just can we spend a few hours and make an episode? And we genuinely loved it. And it worked. Like the little animations, it all just worked. So now that we know what we're doing animation wise,
hey, you cheated.
Sir.
You're outside the level. You get
Sir.
back here.
Oh my God! You pushed him outside of the level,
and he's still able to hit me. Right,
can you hit him at all?
No, getting stunned sucks.
That's great. That's great.
Man, he was so scared of me, he just left.
Yep, he's like, I am breaking the rules of reality because I do not want to fight you. Let's see here. Have you seen Dan Harmon's Harmon Quest? That was an all right show. Speakeasy, I have not. I've seen clips here and there, but I have not. I've not watched Harmon Quests. There was a few audio only TTRPG actual plays that I listened to, and I really enjoyed the ones that I listened to. Not Another D&D Podcast, NADPod was a great one. I watched a few episodes of Dimension 20, really enjoyed that. Critical Bits.
A wonderful in the dick.
A wonderful stab in the dick podcast, Critical Bits. So there was a few that I listened to. I didn't listen to all of them because there's so many. Before we filmed the one shot with Yahtzee and Jenna, I caught up on a few episodes of Burnt Cookbook Party, her actual play podcast, just so I could get a good sense of her as a player. Enjoyed that. That's a Pathfinder podcast, so that was different. Critical Bits is a Masks podcast powered by the Apocalypse system, the game Masks, so that was a really fun one. Yeah.
I fell in a hole.
Excuse me, I fell into a hole!
I would say the top-down version of this game makes the game a lot harder.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
just because you can't aim.
Yeah, I can't
As
like
easy?
aim as precise as I can with the
Sure.
third person. It does give you some additional aim assist that helps, but
Ah, okay, that's nice. Then just do the classic spray and pray. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
but I do. This reminds me of that scene from John Wick 4. I just need a flame shotgun. Ow.
Right. Right. Let's see here. Pure Pyro, thanks for the bit border. Have you seen The Swordman or the sequel to Gladiator Cop, Jack? I have not. Hold on, I'm looking him up. The Swordman. Looks sick. Swordman looks sick as hell. Add it to my list. Sequel to Gladiator Cop.
Is that the fire shotgun? Oh, I got it now. Here we go, Jack. Now it's gonna really look like John Wick 4.
Oh, wait. So there's a 2020 movie called The Swordsman that looks really cool, but then there is also Gladiator Cop The Swordman 2, which is its separate thing. Starring Lorenzo Lamas. What?
Alright.
All right, that looks great.
Time for the Sahara chapter. Ooh, I got a new gun.
Ooh, nice. Nice.
Let's bump this up with difficulty. Let's put it up.
Uh-oh. Let's see here. Sir George Lucas. Nick, please reveal what is your favorite Lord of the Rings movie and who is your favorite Hobbit? Merry, Pippin, Sam, Ron Weasley, Frodo, or Bilbo?
Two Towers is my favorite one. Favorite Hobbit?
Yeah, Merry, Pippin, Sam, Ron Weasley, or Bilbo, or Frodo.
Sam.
Okay, why Sam?
Because he makes the least bad decisions out of all of them.
I mean, yeah. Samwise Gamgee is the heart of the movie. He is the hero. That by the way, that is the correct answer. You should know.
Man, the board.
That is the correct answer. That is the correct answer. Samwise is there to help his bros. He's there to keep it light, keep it loose. And at the end of and then he ends the movie like going back to Hobbiton, getting with the barmaid and having like 18 children. Like, dude's living the dream. I was wondering, this was typed by Sir George Lucas, whether or not you would call out the fact that Sir George Lucas added Ron Weasley to Hobbits.
Honestly, it didn't even register.
Ron Weasley, famously not a Hobbit.
Holy moly. This difficulty got bumped up.
Sam was not kind of whiny speakeasy. He was struggling with an impossible mission and venting his frustrations.
And Frodo just wouldn't let him kill Gollum.
Right?
He's like, this dude is so obviously evil.
This dude
and
is
you just
super
won't let
evil.
me take care of it.
Right. Right.
It's like me being on Twitter.
Right, Nick. And, several people had to stop me from killing you. So it's all right. So it all works out, I guess.
As far as we know that you stopped them, I might just be another version.
Oh no! I killed Nick Prime, but I didn't kill the pod that produces new Nicks.
Yeah. I just keep coming back.
All good. All good. Let's see here.
How's it hanging, dude?
Let's see here. Let's see here. Shinobi McGuire says their favorite Hobbit is the guy that secretly likes the firework, but his wife hates them.
Oh, the old geezer.
Right. Diane Spencer, thanks for the tip over on YouTube. Hi everyone, I love the stream. Well, thanks, Diane.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate that. Nick's playing Suit for Hire, and we're talking about Lord of the Rings. What? There's nothing better in the world. We're playing a little violent video game, talking about Lord of the Rings. Like, what else do you need in life? Nothing.
I know you don't pay too much attention to the news, but you know they're making another Lord of the Rings movie, right?
They're making a Gollum movie,
Yeah,
right?
The Hunt for Gollum.
The Hunt for Gollum, right? Yeah.
Who thought that was a good idea? Why is Gollum everybody's like executive's favorite character?
He's not executive's favorite character.
They have a video game specifically about him.
Yes.
Now they're getting a movie about him. We don't get a movie about Aragorn or anybody else, Legolas. We're getting Gollum, little weasel.
And why is that? Why? I want you to kind of use your critical thinking skills here. You can't make
Merchandise.
Close. I don't think it's merchandising. I think they are worried about fan backlash, and everybody fucking loves Viggo Mortensen, right?
Yeah, I guess you can't really mess up an animated character.
Right, exactly.
Until they
cannot
do.
mess up Gollum. Well, and I think Andy Serkis is coming back for it, right?
Yeah.
Or like directing it or producing it, or he's involved somehow. You can't make any other movie because everyone loves the actors and the characters already. You can't make a
Give me a third
Strider.
age movie.
What?
Give me a third age movie.
No, fans don't care about that. Come on.
There's a third age game. Nobody
Which
really...
one?
There's a back on the PS2 Xbox. There was a like a turn-based RPG.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was
It said War in the North.
That was a good one. That was a good
That
one.
one wasn't so good.
I like
so many
the
different
turn-based.
things they can do with Lord of the Rings, and they just keep going back.
Hot take. They shouldn't.
When we try something new, it gets canceled. The Acolyte. Star Wars.
That's a Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't watch that. I do think that they genuinely kind of tried something new with Rings of Power, kind of telling that part of the story. It wasn't the greatest. I will still defend Rings of Power. I enjoyed it. I think technically
the second season was way better than the first, but
sure,
the writing is not great.
Listen, I think you can very easily say, technically speaking, it's not very good, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm okay admitting that. Like if we often talk about like guilty pleasures. That is a show I kind of feel guilty enjoying.
It's like I feel guilty enjoying the Order 1886.
You should feel guilty about that.
Wow.
Oh yeah. No, and so they'll make a Hunt for Gollum movie, and it will be bad. It's going to be bad. The Hunt for Gollum movie is going to be bad. How?
I don't know.
How can it be good? Because is Gollum going to be the star of the movie? Are they going to try to like make Gollum more sympathetic? They already in the movies.
Try to do that in The Hobbit.
Not even in The Hobbit. In the movie Gollum is significantly more sympathetic than book Gollum. Like book Gollum is a straight up villain. And so like movie Gollum was already kind of giving him extra layers that wasn't there in the books. Are they going to double down on that and like try to make him an even more sympathetic character? Which makes it harder for us to...
But he didn't really get a redemption.
He didn't get a redemption, but they made him more sympathetic. Yeah.
Fair.
Hobbit movies I haven't seen, so I don't know about that. I'm still waiting on the supercut that turns them all into one movie.
There's one that already exists on YouTube. There's one very fun scene with Gollum and the Hobbit when him and Bilbo do the riddles together.
Right. Yeah, it's fun. Like no, I think it's stupid. I think it's going to be bad, and I think it's just another grasping on with greasy fingers the last vestiges of IP.
I do want to eventually watch the War of Rohirrim animated movie they did. That at least
Oh, you know what? I did hear good things about that. I did hear good
It's
things.
on HBO.
Yeah. I'm very excited about the next handful of years when hopefully we start getting away from this awful, awful age of IP that we seem to be stuck in. But with the big hitters moving into public domain, I'm hoping.
Oh yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
Well, no, but like we are now getting to the point in which Superman and Batman will be public domain, right? Like that's not far off.
Great,
and
we're gonna get a bunch of like Superman slasher films.
Exactly, and my hope is that makes people pivot to more original IP. Like we don't need another Lord of the Rings movie. You know what would be cool? Just a general fantasy epic.
It's all TV
So you could
now.
do that. You can make a fantasy epic movie, and you don't need to pay the Tolkien estate any rights. It's amazing. You can even have, halflings or hobbits or whatever you want to call them.
Those dwarves.
Right? You can do whatever you want in your own world. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Let's see here. Sussy Guru 2000. Thanks for the tip on YouTube. What's your take on the Stop Killing Video Games campaign? I'm a big fan of it. I think it's wonderful. I've supported it from the start. We had Ross on Windbreakers, right?
Yeah.
At the start of Stop Killing Games.
Talk about that. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking
yeah.
about it in the Discord yesterday. I think like the only feedback I have for it is I want to see more developers actually backing it, because I haven't seen a lot. Like I see
that's
a lot
not gonna happen.
Yeah, I've seen a lot discussing it. Well, not big develop. Well, yeah, I guess big studios, but that's not gonna happen because of the lobbying efforts. But
Right.
I think the messaging on the campaign could have used some developers explaining in easier terms, like what are the difficulties and intricacies of this, because that's what I'm seeing a lot of on social media.
You know, it's from my understanding of it, it's very simple. Like theoretically, if legislation along these lines got passed, all a developer would need to say is on the box is we will support this game for 5 years. After that, we will not support it anymore.
It's an end-of-life plan.
And that's it. Like, they don't need to make they don't need to make networks open. They don't need to do anything. They just say, after 5 years, you won't be able to play this game anymore.
Yeah.
And that might mean people won't buy it. Which, of course, is the whole point of the game. The whole point of the campaign. So I'm hugely, hugely in favor from this. I think from a consumer protection standpoint, this is incredibly needed. I would love to see it go further. I would love to see it go further into some sort of digital ownership over things, which is not going to happen. But, but hell, this is a start for me. This is a start for me. I think something that I know I personally overlooked for a long time is that we just don't own things anymore. Any game in your Steam library, you do not own. It says that in number 1, you are leasing these games, and Steam can take them away anytime Steam wants. That is a damn shame, friends. That is a damn shame. And so I love
Everybody
to
wants
see.
Steam to be a monopoly, anyways.
Well, at the end of the day, the Stop Killing Games campaign is all about consumer protection, and I am all for that. I think we cannot count on executives and video game developers just being kind. Greed always wins, and that's why we need consumer protection. Greed always wins. Even if these laws exist, they will hire a team of lawyers to try to work around the law in such a way as to satisfy their greed.
It's kind of ironic that like NFTs were like basically what this wants to be, having ownership of what you buy, and then it got so corrupted so quickly.
But was it? Is that what NFTs were?
That you would be the sole owner of like a piece of digital art, yeah, as part of it.
That was a part of it. Is what I'm saying. I think, you know, like things like GOG, like good old games. You buy a game there, you can download that game onto your hard drive and then unplug the internet and never have to worry about it going anywhere. Boom. Done. Boom, done.
We should have known this was coming with the removal of disk drives from PCs. Now you just buy boxes and they're empty.
Right. It's bad. There's some bad things happening, and we are lucky to have Ross on our side. Ross has decided to take on this mission, which is a mission everyone agrees is important, but no one was doing anything about. And then Ross came along. Good for him. Always support. You know what? I'll always support him just because, I mean, obviously Freeman's Mind is beautiful. But if you have only watched Freeman's Mind and haven't watched his Game Dungeon series, hop on that. It is fascinating. These games are wonderful and weird and old and terrible, and he does a great job of walking you through the intricacies of these old weird games. Love them to death. Love them to death.
NFTs were a fundamentally broken system. L-take. I didn't have a take. I just said the point of them was that they wanted to do ownership of the art that you bought.
There was an idea.
Yeah,
there was an idea with NFTs that, you know, you could have some sort of receipt of ownership of a digital product. That is true.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot more
from corporations.
There was a lot more to NFTs that make even that small part of it bad. But at the same day, like Nick is agreeing. Yeah, Nick is agreeing with us that ownership of a digital thing should be something that exists.
I love when you say one thing and people are like, "L take." And I'm like, "What? I didn't even have a take."
I think that's like I said, even like giving NFTs any grace is is a lot.
I should clarify. I'm not giving NFTs the grace. I'm giving the tech behind what it was supposed to be.
Fair. Okay.
What people got interested in.
I think that's.
Of course,
it
was used to just scam people out of millions of dollars. So.
Oh yeah.
People that were dumb enough to buy it.
Always.
Always. I think my favorite thing was that Web3 game that we were forced to stream, and then we had it. We made it look fun. And then they didn't pay us because we made some jokes about NFTs and Web3. And I'm like, yes, this is exactly why people think you are scams.
Did we?
Yeah, it was literally called Web3 War. Gamers,
I don't remember this.
Yeah, Gamers had us do a sponsor for that.
Oh, I do not remember this.
Yeah, we put a big fight about it.
Uh-huh.
And they had us stream it, and I was like, okay, well, we'll just make do with the best that we can do here.
Yeah.
And we ended up like just having a good time with the game. And even the audience had a fun time with it. Nobody was gonna ever play it again, obviously. but like I think we made like a couple jokes about Web3 and NFTs, and then they're like, yeah, we're not gonna pay you now. I'm like, of course.
Amazing. Amazing. Ugh. Let's see here. Where did we leave off? So Sussy Guru, that's our take.
NFT's dumb.
We cannot be more clear on the good that the Stop Killing Games initiative is doing. All love to Ross. Wish him the best of luck. Let's see here. Double finger. Maybe execs identify with the grimy greed goblin. Going back to Gollum. Yes, execs love the hoarding greedy Gollum. No, it's simply because he is a character that they can recreate faithfully without the need of an actor. That's it. Vigo won't come back for anything because he has too much love for the property. A lot of the hobbits are too old now. You can't do any of that. They're not going to recast because of the fan backlash. Yeah. And I'm sure it's a project that no one in particular is passionate about, and so no one's going to make it. No one's going to put the love into it that Peter Jackson did. It was years of pre-production on the Lord of the Rings movies. Years. They built.
If Andy Serkis is working on it, he might have some attachment to
it. X to doubt. How about that? How about that?
The big paycheck. I think I broke this guy's back, and he's somehow alive still.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that shield didn't do you much good there, did it?
But then Pete Jackson made The Hobbit. Yeah. And then has spent the rest of his life talking about what a big mistake that was.
Well, to be fair, he had to fix it, right? Because he took over from... who did he take over from?
Take over is strong verbiage. Like, they hired Guillermo to do one movie, The Hobbit.
Right.
Based on the short children's book, The Hobbit. But then the studio wanted to balloon it into 2. And I think even at that point, Guillermo was okay with 2. Was like, okay, yeah, I can make this into a 2-part movie, and we can do this and this and this. But then the studio wanted to make it a 3-parter. Yeah. And then the studio wanted epic battles, like in Lord of the Rings. And epic battles in every single movie, like in Lord of the Rings, even though The Hobbit doesn't have many epic battles. And then the studio, and then the studio, and then the studio, and then Guillermo del Toro said, guess what? Peace, motherfuckers!
How can we milk this as much as possible?
So then you're Peter Jackson, and you're producing the movie, and you have a choice of hiring, a potential hack director or just doing it yourself. I think he was in a no-win situation. Under contract, I'm sure, to make the movies, and so did the best he could. Contracts. Read your contracts, everybody. Read your contracts. Be careful. Be careful out there. Let's see here. Sir George Lucas says games cost $80 and there's weekly layoffs. It's all going downhill. What other hobbies do you have and would recommend?
Pickleball.
Pickleball. Improv comedy. Right? No, actually, that's one of the things that I love about tabletop role-playing games. Is if you have a group of friends and you spend what? If you have a group of friends and spend $90 on 3 books for Dungeons and Dragons. You buy the player's guide, or the player's manual, the Dungeon Master's Guide, and the Monster Manual. You buy 3 books, you can play that game for the rest of your life infinity times, and it will be different every time. 3 books that you own, that can be on your bookshelf and you own. It's fucking done. Like, amazing. Amazing.
And then you buy all those extra accessories that Jack said.
And then you buy, like, oh, don't forget, you should have some dice, and you should have this. Oh, all that's extra. All that's like, you choose to buy that. You don't need any of that. You need 3 books and your imagination and some friends, and you are good to go for the rest of your life. It is.
Come by. I need more dice.
You should probably get some more dice, by the way.
Specifically, the Adventurers Night dice over at diceenvy.com.
Right. But all that stuff is extra.
Yeah.
All that stuff is extra, and I have a lot of it.
The Adventurers Night dice aren't. Those are necessary.
Those are necessary because they're quality dice and they're really cool. But all that stuff's extra. Like, that's the to me that's the marvel. That's the marvel about not just the game, but about ownership in general, right? Like, if those books were like, imagine a future possibility in which, because Hasbro has Roll20 now, right? Or what's Hasbro's battle online thing? D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond. Like, Hasbro has D&D Beyond. So what could you imagine if they kind of locked the books behind a D&D Beyond monthly subscription, where all the rules and everything were part of your monthly subscription?
Don't
and
give
if
them
you ever
the
stopped,
idea. You just put it out in the world. It's your fault.
oh, I'm sure they're already
talking
doing
about
it.
it.
I'm sure they are already doing this. But imagine a world in which all those rules, all those things were locked behind a monthly subscription, and if you ever stopped paying that subscription, you can't play that game. That's fucked. That is fucked.
Really couldn't. That's not really feasible though, because you can't paywall information.
Oh, of course.
Well, yes, you can.
Yes.
Journalism.
No, but you can limit access to things. But so there's a hobby with a relatively small investment and a potential of infinite yield. Is tabletop role-playing games. The problem there is you need a group, you need
friends.
scheduling, you need friends, and you need to schedule. That's a tough hobby. Get into crafting. Get into crafting. That's a fun hobby.
My mom
learn how to
does,
make stuff.
My mom does a diamond art.
Okay.
You seen that?
I have no idea what diamond art is. No, I'm sorry.
So it's basically like these pre-made art sheets that have all these little color codes on them, and you use this tool to place little diamonds on them to fill in the sheet. And then by the time you're done, it's this super colorful mix of colors from all the little plastic pieces of diamonds. Or whatever they're called.
That's neat. Yeah,
it's
get
neat,
into crafting.
But I
it's
find
you know what
everywhere.
but it's a thing. I have friends who are really into paper crafting, and they spend their time kind of making neat paper art. And you know what? Every time a birthday comes around, they make a really cool birthday card. And it's something they made, and they get to share their art with other people. It's really, really neat. I like a lot of crafting, and now if my kids want to, have a Halloween costume, or they've been getting into cosplay, going to conventions, I get to use my crafting knowledge to help them with that hobby, and it's super fun. Craft, like any hobby, it's expensive.
Yeah.
You should get a nice glue gun. You should get this. You should get a nice pair of scissors.
You know what hobby isn't expensive? Trains.
Trains?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm being sarcastic as hell, but
model trains?
Yeah, building the whole train set as cheap as it can be.
Hell, what the hell? That is autism of yesteryears is train obsession. Old men building scale replicas of fully functional train systems. I love it.
My uncle had his entire basement was model train setups.
Yes. Yeah.
Really cool. But also
I also have an uncle like that, and you know what? We pray for him. He would never let us play with it. He had to run the train.
Yeah, you don't play with these things.
Right, and it's can I just turn it on? And he's like, no, you have to do this and this and this. I was like, what the hell, man? What kind of hobby is this?
I'm just glad I got out of trading cards when I did. When I finally
God.
realized I'm just buying paper.
Yep. I have a lot of D&D friends here in Milwaukee who have been slowly getting into oh god, what's the card game?
Magic?
Magic, yeah, thank you. Have been slowly getting into Magic.
It's crazy, like, how Magic's had a resurgence. Like, I feel like... I know it's, like, one of the most popular ones out there, and it has been for, like, a long time. I just feel like I never heard anybody talk about it until, like, super recently.
It is fucking everywhere, and all my D&D nerd friends, it just scratches that itch for them. And they all said the same thing, like, oh, I'm just gonna, a friend is teaching me how to play, I'll buy a starter deck, and blah, blah, blah. And now, like, it's all they talk about.
Oh, no.
It is insane how it takes over your life. Amazing. Just amazing. What like there's other hobbies you can get into. Go to music. What I'm trying to think about is hobbies that you can then use outside of the hobbies, right? I'm a big fan of like hobbies that also have a utility, but like learn how to play the drums.
Yeah.
You can take online courses. I'm sure you can find some cheap drum kits out there, some electronic drum kits if you're worried about noise. I have one of those.
Bandcamp on your iPhone.
Right? Like, you can go to Drumeo. I watch a lot of Drumeo videos. Drumeo is online courses and a little electronic drum kit, and then you got yourself a hobby that you can then utilize outside of your hobby. You can join a band.
It told me
You
to
can learn how
defend
to
the
play
area,
guitar.
defend my bomb, and then my bomb blew me up.
Well, you were also really near a bomb, and I guess I assumed you had some common sense.
Well, it said to defend the bomb.
Guru 2000, thanks for the tip over on YouTube. After launching Girls Frontline 2, the devs started developing an offline PC version of Girls Frontline 1 to be released this year, meaning that even a gacha game can be preserved for posterity.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not new for online games to put online versions.
Beautiful.
I think it's ridiculous that like Anthem is going, like, you won't be able to play it anymore after it goes offline.
Insane. And like so far we're just talking about kind of like, a lot of the business side of this. Like, we're not even getting into the arts preservation side of it. Because even Anthem is art. It's corpo art, but art is art. We want to be able to talk about these things and discuss them in the future.
No! Where am I supposed to go?
No! I still... to me, it is shocking and ridiculous that I cannot watch the Hobbit TV series. Or not the Hobbit, the Willow TV series.
Oh, yeah.
That is inaccessible. It is gone. That is art that people have created. Again, much like Rings of Power, I think technically had some problems, but I will defend it. I will 100% hard defend the Willow TV series, but you cannot watch it. There is no legal way to watch this thing that people created. Isn't that insane?
Yep.
Absolutely insane. Yeah. So, think about something that you discovered well after the fact. Think about like a movie you watched 10, 20 years after it came out that you ended up loving. A video game that you played 10, 20 years after it came out that it changed your life dramatically. Think about that, and then think about that not being able to exist for someone. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Sir George Lucas, Willow Week is always in our heart. So, I guess that's just the thing. It's like there's many reasons
I'm running
to do
away
these
from my
things.
bomb.
Run away from your
Don't blow
bomb!
me up in here. Yay, I didn't die.
You did it. You figured it out. Let's see here. Sir George Lucas, Bit Border says, honest question, have you ever done LARPing in the woods? No. I'm going to assume it's the same for Nick. No. I have a friend, one of my very good lifelong friends, LARPs a lot and is very into LARPing and has tried to get me to go with her LARPing several times. And I just don't think I will have a good time. I just don't think I will have a good time. The thing I really like about tabletop role-playing games is I get to sit down in an air-conditioned room while doing it. I can have snacks and cookies while I do it. Let's see here. Jonathan Ross, let's see here. I am a JRPG fan, and I have to live with the fact that some of the games I love cannot be played again. That fucking sucks. Like, that's just the thing. That's just the thing.
Yeah. That's even not directly the same, but like hearing like some of these Xbox games that just got canceled. Like, people put 7 years of their lives in these things that you will never see.
Right?
Ugh,
Right?
that would keep me up. That would keep me up at night for years.
And you know, they might not have been good. Is the thing.
The Xbox executives are saying they were good, and they still canceled them.
Okay.
That would like, it's one thing to cancel a bad game, but having the people that are funding your game saying it's good and then canceling it, like, my God, and losing that many years of my life to do that.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm losing sleep just at the thought of that.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. What is LARPing if not unfunny fantasy-themed improv? I mean, that's tabletop games in general. It's improv with math. That's why I love it. It's improv, but with rules. Okay. Oh, sorry, George Lucas. Did I miss a bit border for you? I do apologize. Sir George Lucas says, I know it's in the books, but I never liked the green ghosts swooping in to win the Battle of Pelennor Fields. Éowyn versus the Witch King was amazing, though. What say you?
It felt like a little bit of a cop-out, yeah.
And it's true. It is in the books. I do think the books do a better job of setting it up. Like, they really play up, you know, like the actual battle in the books. You know, like the battle of Helm's Deep in the second movie in Twin Towers, which takes up like half of the movie, is one paragraph in the book. Literally, it is one paragraph, and then the battle was over. That's it. Everything in the book is just set up, and like the same with Pelennor Fields is the battle does not take up that much time in the books, but this is a movie, so the battle needs to take up a large portion because that's what, you know, people want to watch the action. But in the books, you know, they do a lot more to kind of set up the importance of them. Like, it takes them on the journey. Like, they have to do some trials in there, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been a while since I've read the books.
You gotta do trials of the games, too.
Hey, so, like... I agree that's one of those things that's kind of like lost in adaptation. Is like the ghosts feel like a cop-out because they weren't set up properly, and we can't set them up properly in the movie because we have to allocate so much more time to the actual fighting in the movie. But at the same time, the ghosts also represented a thematic character arc of Aragorn finally taking on the responsibility of king. Huh? No? What do we think about that? Aragorn is finally like, hey, guess what?
I've been spells it out for you.
I've been skirting around this issue, trying to circumvent my fate for a long time. But guess what? I'm taking it now, and you know what I get as a prize? An army of unkillable ghosts. So thank you very much.
I get cheat codes.
Right. So
Why do the ghosts deliver the ring?
Right.
That's we've definitely had this discussion on the stream on one of my streams before, but the just like, oh, we have the eagles, why don't we just fly the eagles in the Mordor and drop the ring in the mountain? Problem solved.
And by the way, like the stupid thing is, if you read the books, you would know that the Eagles are a neutral party and did not want to be involved in the war. And also, if you're flying in on eagles, Sauron will see you right away and, you know, cast his evil gaze on you. And like, no, there are several logical reasons why you can't use the eagles. Most importantly, the eagles don't give a fuck about Earth or the ring. They're a neutral party in this.
Just have the wizard make them invisible.
That wizard can't do that.
Oh, yeah, that's Harry Potter.
That right, exactly. Like Gandalf is very powerful, but his magic is not like he's not casting lightning bolts like Lord Gwyn over here. His magic is very different. He's the fallen angel, he's Palamnor, and it's a very different type of magic. No, to me, like the best Lord of the Rings bullshit I ever heard was if Sam is able to carry Frodo carrying the ring in the mountain and not be affected by it, then the ring does not understand transitive properties. Therefore, you could have been carrying the ring in a Tupperware container this whole time and not been affected by it.
Tupperware container.
You know, like, oh, I will carry a stick that is carrying the ring, and therefore the ring won't understand that I'm carrying it. And therefore I will not be affected.
If I don't know where the ring is.
Exactly. That's my favorite Lord of the Rings bullshit, which I think is very, very funny. But also, that is not how it works. Sam was affected by the ring while carrying Frodo, but he hasn't been carrying the ring the entire time, so has a little more energy than Frodo has at that moment. But Sam was still affected by the ring. So, I like Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna put this out here. I love it. I think it's a fantastic. We got 4 fantastic books. I even like The Hobbit. The Hobbit's real fun. The Hobbit's nice, and the book. The book, The Hobbit.
You were real quick about that one.
Yeah,
Wait
real quick.
Don't attack me.
Jack, can I ask you about Galadriel, and where does it explain her dark powers we see in the movie?
Isn't it from her ring that she keeps in the show?
I was gonna say it's though. To me, that scene was more interpretive, where, you know, if you hear what Galadriel is saying during that scene, she is basically saying, if I had the ring, I would be corrupted, and so I'm not going to take the ring. And that was her visually saying, like, I would be an all-powerful ruler and, you know, use this power for evil, essentially. And then we're just visually seeing that. So I think you might be interpreting the visuals a little too literally there.
It's like a CEO thing. As soon as you make me CEO, I will take all your money.
Exactly. No, and of course, she resisted taking the ring, right? Because she saw that she would be evil, and that was her kind of final, like, okay, I can rest now knowing that I'm able to resist the ring. But if I ever got that shit, oh, I would make so many people's lives miserable. I would fuck their shit up.
Why is it that power automatically makes you evil? It just corrupts. I guess just because you don't have consequences as often.
I think, yeah, it's less about power and more about lack of accountability. Like,
yeah.
if you could do things and not have any repercussions, right?
You would still think like there'd be like I feel bad about doing these things, but no.
Well, sure,
Once
but
you have
that's
enough
why
money,
you.
it doesn't make you feel bad.
No. That's the other part of it is like you and I would feel bad about doing those stuff. Therefore, we will never get to those positions of true power because we have a conscience. It takes a lack of empathy to get there in the first place.
Well, you got 20 minutes. All right, so I unlocked a new gun that has 1 bullet per mag. It's this old time.
Oh, okay, that's fun. Let's
see how well I do with this.
But like the other part of it, so like obviously I think you have to have a loose morals in order to get to places of power in general, right? You need to be able to play some games. The majority of the time. There are rare occasions, obviously.
Okay, this sounds interesting. So as long as I don't miss, I get to keep shooting.
Oh, that's fun. Oh. That's really fun. You missed again. But then there's 2 rules. There's only 2 rules to life that you might have to abide by. This is it. Everybody knows this. I've said this a million times. There's only 2 rules to everything in life. And if you follow these 2 rules, you've won. Rule number 1. Nick, do you know what rule number 1 is?
No.
Do whatever you want all the time. That's
works.
it. That's rule number 1, is do whatever you want all the time. It's a great rule. But here's the important thing. Rule number 2 is be prepared to deal with the consequences of rule number 1. That's it. Those are the only 2 rules that you have to abide by. And if you find yourself in a situation in which there are no consequences to doing whatever you want all the time, guess what? You'll just keep doing whatever you want all the time.
Yeah.
So the power we see her use in The Hobbit is different than... I didn't watch the Hobbit movies. I'm trying to remember the books. I don't know. Do we meet Galadriel in the books? Maybe? They're in the elf encampment for a while. I don't remember if Galadriel is even in the Hobbit book. It's been a while.
I appreciate how much control you have over not giving in to actually watch her interact with things you say you're not going to interact with.
Why? Why watch something you know you're not going to like?
Curiosity. How much I'm not going to like it.
Like, and you know, obviously, like I watch bad movies, a lot.
Yeah.
But usually there's some joy in that. There's a lot of joy in watching bad movies. I can't imagine I will have any joy.
You watch a bad movie knowing it's gonna be a bad movie. It's kind of hard to be disappointed by it.
Like, if I have up on my screen now, Gladiator Cop the Swordsman 2. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun watching that, even though I think it's going to be bad. I just don't think there's going to be any joy in watching the Hobbit movies. Just like I don't think there's going to be any joy in watching Star Wars stuff. There might be some momentary joy watching Star Wars stuff, but then I have to deal with all of the negative sides of that, aka dealing with the fandom. And that for me
just don't go online.
is not worth it. That for me is not worth it. Right, this is the same reason I see someone is mentioning Picard, Discovery, Enterprise, Voyager. Voyager I watched, but I was young. It's the same reason why I don't watch new Star Trek things. I just don't think there's going to be any joy in it, and that's okay. I do hear good things about Lower Decks. It's a comedy show, animated show. I hear good things. Maybe.
Still can't believe we'll watch Andor.
Then I have to deal with Star Wars fans again. And I don't want to.
But then you get to deal with Darren.
I love Darren.
He's a Star Wars fan. He's a big Andor fan.
Here's
You
the
know
thing,
what
though.
to do with
I still get to deal with Darren and not talk about Star Wars. I still get to we get to bask in the joy
don't
of.
talk about Star Wars at the dinner table.
It's like why do that? Why do something that might be divisive when we can all come together and talk about the joyously floppy dongs of 28 years later? We get to have that joy.
I see you did not read the comments on 28 Days Later video from Darren.
No, God, why would I do that? That's silly.
there you
Darren,
go. Just live in ignorance.
I'm very fine with that. I am very, very fine with that. Darren is one of the smartest critics I know, and has a great way of articulating all of his points. I talked about this on the Rewind. Is after I didn't watch his video on 28 Years Later because I hadn't seen the movie yet, but I knew the title of it, which is this is about Brexit, right? Mm-hmm. I watched 28 Years Later, and as someone who doesn't know a lot about Brexit, I was ready to believe that Darren was 100% full of shit on his take. And I was like, wow, Darren, one of the smartest film critics I know, and someone I genuinely, if I don't always agree with Darren on the things we like, but I can always understand Darren's point. This might be the one time in which Darren is super full of shit. I watched the video and then, of course, go, oh, no, Darren is still one of the smartest film critics in the world. It makes perfect sense why that movie is about Brexit, not only from Darren's perspective, but, from the filmmaker's perspective, because they literally said, yes, this is about Brexit. And that clip is shown in the video. So if anyone said, man, I don't think 28 Years Later is about Brexit, after watching the clip of the filmmakers go, yeah, this is about Brexit, we got bigger problems.
The comments weren't about that. The comments were much worse.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy.
I had to do lots of moderating on that one.
No, I think, and beyond the Brexit thing, Darren's articulation about kind of like it's not just a story about 28 Years Later, not just about Brexit. It's also kind of about generations having to deal with their differences. And a younger generation being raised by an older generation that believes in these antiquated things of masculinity and patriarchy and the way things should be, and the other side of it, of course, that brilliant ending is a generation of kids who were raised by the television and how that can really mess with you when you don't have active parents in your life. And by the way, that's paralleled in The Kid's Mom. Oh, it's beautiful. What a beautiful movie 28 Years Later is. And what a beautiful critic Darren is. And a beautiful person Darren is.
Better yet, we now have a generation raised by TikTok.
Not all of them, but some of them.
Too many.
I think we have too many adults on TikTok. We have too many grown-ass adults. I see, when I am out and about, I see more adults reach for their phones and doom scroll than I see younger people.
Oh, yeah. My dad, my entire time in high school was never, addicted to his phone. Just used it when he needed it.
Yeah.
And then, by the time I graduated college, he is on his phone more than I am, and I use it for work.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't watch TikTok, but he just I don't know what he's doing on his phone all the time, actually.
Right. Oh no, social media scroll, your Facebook feed, your Instagram reels are a tough one. YouTube Shorts, there's so many things to doom scroll.
Yeah, my mom gets way too much of her news from Facebook.
Right.
And she's like, no, I don't. I was like, Mom, I've seen that exact story you're talking about. Yes, you do. I love you, but stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick, I don't want Nick to get into the details on some of the bad comments, but Darren made a video about a movie talking heavily about very divisive politics. Of course, there's going to be some very mean comments. Brexit was incredibly divisive politically, and it would be like talking about a movie that had to deal with the themes of the 2016 election or the 2020 election or the 2024 election. There's going to be bad comments because it's so heavily steeped in incredibly divisive politics.
How'd you block your shield while you were jumping, you liar? Where are you going? Oh shit.
Oh my god, Pure Pyro, is that on Tubi? Hold on for a second, I gotta double check something. If this is true, this is the best Tubi fair ever.
Ragdolls make no sense. Yes, ow.
Oh my god, there's several of them. Are Are you talking about the Nick Cage season of The Witch, Pure Pyro? Very silly movie. Pure Pyro says, my to-be recommendation of the week is Season of the Witch. I assume you're talking about the 2011 Nick Cage, Ron Perlman movie, which is very, very silly.
Do you know, whatchamacallit, Roku did like a Spiderwick Chronicles show?
Really?
Yeah, and apparently it's actually not bad.
That's great. That's great. You can also on Tubi, you can watch the 1972 George Romero directed Season of the Witch, and you can also watch a 2022 documentary called Season of the Witch that investigates the history of witchcraft. Or on Tubi, you can watch the 2014 Season of the Witch. There are several movies called Season of the Witch on Tubi. The only one important one stars Nicolas Cage.
I broke him. He's completely broken. Look at this guy. It's wrecked. Oh, broke.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, I can't believe he was still walking.
Yeah, your back doesn't look like that after you work all day.
Yes, at the end of a long day of editing, I am a goblin. Let's see here. Double finger. Hunchback Goblin. Double finger, thanks for the tip over on YouTube. What was up with the Gandalf and Galadriel having the hots for each other in the Hobbit movies? Isn't Galadriel married?
That's
what the hell, lady?
That wasn't Galadriel. That was a different elfin woman.
Was she? I didn't see the movie.
Yeah, Galadriel. Yeah, no, it's not Galadriel.
It was a different elf lady.
Played by who plays Kate Bishop in Lost? What's her name?
No, not her. She had the hots for one of the Hobbit or for one of the dwarves.
Yes. Oh yeah, yes.
So like
no. She, her and Legolas have like some type of relationship.
Gandalf.
Oh,
Gandalf and Galadriel.
Listen, when they're out with a shotgun, I can't.
When they're out wizard hunting.
Yeah. I was getting my characters messed up because I'm trying to beat this stupid thing.
Here's the fun and stupid thing as we talk about Lord of the Rings, right? Hold on, someone texted me. Very professional. Who texted me? Is this important? This is not important. As we talk about Lord of the Rings, there was one sentence in The Hobbit in which like Bilbo was like, Gandalf, where have you been? And Gandalf said, oh, I had to deal with a necromancer. And that's it. That's a one sentence in The Hobbit. I had to deal with a necromancer that they turned into like a whole, like they beefed up in the Hobbit movies to, add more time to make it into 3 movies. If you would have given me that as a standalone movie, that would have been awesome. Is like Gandalf, like a Gandalf the Grey hunting necromancers.
Instead, we're getting hunting gold.
By the way, where's that video game? That would be awesome.
That takes creativity.
Like Gandalf hires a group of rangers to hunt a necromancer. It's canon, but it's only one sentence, so you get to kind of do whatever you want as long as Gandalf survives to make it back to Bilbo. Why they added a love plot? Because writers are lazy. And I guess they're in love because that's easy. Sussy Guru 2000 says, I know filmmakers that use subtext and they're all cowards. I think like one of my favorite quotes. If you have not seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, watch it immediately. It's a fantastic show. I do think about that sometimes when I have conversations with people who just don't get it, who like don't understand the movie, and it's like they weren't being subtle. I didn't pick up on the Brexit thing. I definitely, like, when I watched 28 Years Later, I picked up on the generational gap thing and like general child rearing, coming of age stuff, and like a kid understanding that like his parents maybe don't know best, which is a really fun thing to learn. And generational gaps, like I picked up on that. I didn't pick up on the Brexit thing, but if someone can watch like 28 years later and not at least pick up on the generational thing, it's like, what are you even watching here, friend? What are you even doing with your life?
Don't bring up Matrix Resurrections with people that don't get context or subtext. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a little trickier. That requires knowledge outside of the movie, and so that gets a little trickier. I'll defend haters a little bit. I'll stick up for it, but I'll defend the haters a little bit.
Damn, I just tear there.
Nice. But like I actually it might have just been like this morning or last night. I was on Blue Sky and I saw someone who genuinely did not like Sinners. And they called the movie Sinners empty.
Oh no.
They're like, "Oh, it's just so empty." And I was like, "Brother, did we watch like I didn't get into it. I typed up a whole response, but I decided not to say anything cuz life's too short. But brother, come on.
Yeah.
Like you might not pick up on some of like this is actually a jab against Disney stuff, but like understanding like stolen heritage and like homogeny and like trying to find your true voice as a person of color in a creative industry, like there is so much to Sinners to make it beautiful, and none of it is subtext. All of it is explicitly stated.
Yeah. A lot of kids movies are very obvious in what they're trying to say, and people still
Right.
don't get it either. Like, it's just a goofy story about a Lion King. All right. Well, it is about to be 2:00, so we're gonna wrap up the stream there. Thanks everybody for tuning in for the Editor's Hour and watching Suit for Hire be played properly. He gives me so much shit all the time. I have no qualms of throwing it back at him.
Nick is going to bring this up in a meeting.
Oh, you 100% bet I will. Like, Yahtzee, would you like to watch a stream where people know how to play video games?
And Yahtzee will say, no, thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, Tyrael brings up the McCurry counter. Listen, I figured it out at the end of the game. It's fine.
Yeah,
I got it.
You did it.
And I beat the entire game without it almost, so you know what? Suck it.
Oh, wait. Before we wrap up, Nick, Dead Space, your mom will hate this.
Yeah, you're right. I almost did forget.
Yeah, that's why I wrote it down, so I didn't forget.
Okay. Yes.
Hey, everybody, write it down. Sussy Guru 2000, thanks for the YouTube tip. Fairy tales literally used to end with and the moral of the story is. Maybe we should bring that back, especially in this day and age. What do they call it? Literacy. Media literacy is at an all-time low. And maybe, by the way, Sussy Guru, not the worst idea. Is like during the credits, have a little writer-director talk back. What do we think about that?
Yes.
Is like a little writer-director talk back going, this is what I'm trying to say with the movie. If you didn't understand that, this is me saying, I'm worried about losing aspects of my culture to homogeny, and the vampires are a metaphor for the Disney Corporation or for assimilation in general, because I end up losing aspects of my culture.
All right, sharing the stream with you directly on Discord. And everybody else.
You're gonna stream this with me.
Yeah, it should be with you on Discord already.
I don't see anything.
Nuh-uh.
Oh wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm watching.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, what is this? What a still image that this starts with. Are you sharing this with everybody else?
Yes. Oh, whoops.
Okay. I'm ready to watch.
So they have no idea what they're being brought in to be shown. Oh, you can't hear? Okay, hold on a second.
They can't. No audio for them. They cannot hear the old lady.
Okay, we'll fix that. There we go. It always gives me like 2 options for Microsoft Edge, and I don't know why it does that.
Oh, pretty good. Do I sit down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Now you
Should
can hear it.
I
Is this commercial
Turn
on
off my-
television?
cell phone?
If you don't mind.
Yes. I don't want it to ring.
Okay, they can hear it
Okay.
now.
Okay, welcome.
Welcome. How come you're not real sitting in front of me?
Because I want to be able to introduce this footage to you that I'm going to show you of this brand new video game.
A
And-
video game?
A video game, yeah. They're still working on it, so it's not complete. But we're going to have a little running dialogue. Okay?
Okay, but these things over here,
Yep, we're going to play footage on there too.
and where else? Over
And right down
over
the middle.
here.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
So,
You're
is
asking
this?
me to play a video game?
no,
Okay.
just watch.
Maybe.
Just make yourself comfortable.
Okay.
Sit back for it.
Okay, will
There
do.
we go.
Okay.
Tell me what you think.
What is this?
I see some robot of a person.
Some robot of a person.
Oh my God. So terrible.
First impressions?
Oh, yeah, I'll show you my opinion. This is, it's gross. I hated it. Are you sure that to everybody, this one? Or different things?
They're all different, yeah.
And why did you choose this for me?
Totally random.
Is this going to happen? Going to be shown or whatever? Or are they going
They're
to
still
do?
working on the game, so it's in
No,
progress.
that's
No.
No wonder society is so corrupt. It's not very good. We'll have a society of criminals, and it's crap, purely crap. I hope it never comes through. If I ever see it somewhere in a video, I will personally take a hammer and slam it.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah. I can see an advertising executive coming up with this. Yeah.
So stupid,
You know.
cringy.
Yeah, I don't.
Hello, hello. Come on in.
I think this woman has a very
How
different
are
reaction.
you?
I'm fine.
What is your name?
Jeannie.
Hi, Jeannie. I'm Charles.
I'm a little cynical of
Welcome.
this, as like they are
All right, so we
very
brought you here to,
purposefully
show you a new
attempting
product.
to
It's a video game that's
elicit
in
controversy.
Okay.
And I'd love to get your honest opinion. We're going to put game
You
footage on
know.
the center monitor. It's the Genie.
Of like,
it's the Genie show.
you know, we are
Okay.
setting
All
these
right,
women
here we
up
go.
to fail, and that's what we are hoping for, because that's what our ad campaign is, right? So yeah, let's show media out of context to the layman in
That's
order
scary.
to get a reaction.
Oh my God. Okay, that scared me. And that's it.
That's icky.
Oh my gosh. Eee. Whoa. That part right there, first of all, vomiting I have a hard time with, and I don't understand what's coming out of their mouth.
Vomiting,
Oh
I
my
have a
God.
hard. This
I
lady's
like that.
advocating for herself.
They're not babies at all. This is just absolutely horrifying.
They're not
this game
babies
is,
at all.
Very confusing, very bloody, relentless. I abhorred it.
Would you like me to play more, or have you had enough?
Oh, I'm done. That thing is icky right there. Yuck.
Thank you very much, Jeannie. You're
Okay.
a trooper. I
Is that
appreciate your feedback.
bad? I'm just a family person. I may have a nightmare over that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. I'm gonna see okay.
You know, to me, this is in the same realm of
Yeah.
we eat what we like. You know, Apple Jacks doesn't taste like apples. Listen, Grandpa, we know it don't taste like apples. We eat what we like. You know, like so
but,
it's,
like,
it's silly.
Everybody knew what the original Dead Space was, so this campaign is just like, I don't know. I thought it was funny as hell at the time.
I'll be more cynical on this campaign. It's like, it's fine. I did like that lady going, it's so icky. It would be different.
My mom had the exact same reaction.
It wouldn't be. Yeah, this isn't your dad's video game. Yeah, radical. It's Sonic the Hedgehog. It would be different if she was like, oh, it's so icky, and then it's like Dead Space 2. It's pretty icky. So anyway, yeah, fine, great, okay.
All right.
No more. We don't need to watch any more videos.
Yeah, George Lucas wanted the hockey pads video. But
No, we're not watching the hockey pad video.
All right, Dad.
We're not watching the hockey pad video, or else we're just gonna be here for another
Gonna make
hour
you
watching
watch-
YouTube
I'm
videos,
gonna make you
and
watch
I can
more
do
Dead
that
Space 2.
by myself. Okay, great.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in for the Editor's Hour. And,
Wait, there's one more bit border.
Oh no.
Sir George Lucas, Fundingle Recos, Nick finishes Dark Souls 2 as was promised. Seamless Dark Souls co-op, something D&D related. Also, watch The Leftovers by Damon Lindelof. I did hear good things about
That's a lot of goals.
That's a lot of goals. Nick did promise to finish Dark Souls 2. I'm putting that out there.
I'll get to it.
I'm putting that out there. Seamless Dark Souls co-op. I believe there's seamless co-op for both Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. That could be a lot of fun. We'll think about that.
Yeah, I want to try that Archstones mod.
I have played a bit of that, and it's a lot. It's tough. I don't like a lot of it, but I played a little bit of it. Yeah.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Okay.
Fully Ramblematics.
That's right. What are we playing tomorrow?
Well, we were going to play Rematch, but I'm going to change it to Peak because I want you to play that game. I think you'll have a lot more fun with Peak.
I want to play the soccer game. What's Peak?
A goofy climbing game.
I wanted to play this. I signed up for soccer. Whatever. I'll be here tomorrow. We're gonna come back tomorrow. A bunch of us are gonna play a game.
Yes. We'll see you all back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Great. Bye.